3 things you want to do on your Shopify store. Hey, what's up guys? It's Brennan here, back at you with another video. So today we're going to be going over 3 things that you need to make sure you have on your Shopify store. So I've reviewed countless stores on my live streams. I do this about maybe once or twice a week or so. I review a ton of different stores, and along with all the stores that people send me on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. If you guys aren't already following me on Instagram, link is in the description. But anyway guys, that's what we're going over today. The 3 things that you really need to have on your store. Something I've seen a lot of people neglect to do on their Shopify stores. So in a second here, I'm gonna hop into the computer, but if you guys haven't already hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We're gonna jump into the computer, and I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to do. Alrighty guys, so we're now in the computer. So we're going to be going over the store Hype Bargains. It is a very successful store and showing you exactly what they're doing right with their store. So the first thing you probably see with their store is, yes, this is the debut theme. And I tell you guys time and time again, you don't need a fancy theme to make a lot of money with Shopify or have any kind of success. You just need to have a well laid out store with the right kind of apps and all that stuff. So going through their store, the first thing that you see is only the coolest. We bring all the newest and coolest products that go viral on the internet and social media. They really don't focus on their homepage optimization, okay? That's probably the first thing. You're like, the white probably blends in with the text and all that stuff, but they do have an image kind of sharing their brand and what they're about, all right? So obviously, they're about just sharing cool stuff from the internet, aka viral products that have gone trending and all that kind of stuff that are easy to sell to people because they have, you know, some virality to them. So obviously they're hot and a lot of people are interested in buying them. So just scrolling through their website, they have everything organized by different sections. So they have like cleaning products, they have kitchen products, they also have baby products up here at the top. They have a ton of different gadget type stuff. Just a large variety of different types of products on their store. So the thing that you really have to keep in mind when you're making your homepage is to just put a bunch of products on there. Okay, now obviously you need to match your branding. Obviously that's going to be very important there. Make sure the colors look all right. So as you can see, they just have like black, white, and red, which is a very simple color scheme that you could easily go with on your store. Just do whatever you want that matches your branding and your coloring. If you're going for the general store approach, which is what they're going with here on Hype Bargains, then yeah, of course, you could just go with some simple stuff. It doesn't have to be anything crazy with the fonts and all that. Just something simple that keeps people's attention, that's clean, and is going to allow them to be like, oh, okay, let me buy from this store. It doesn't look ridiculously untrustworthy. It looks fine. Because listen, after all of these stores that I've reviewed, I've seen some stuff that has been amazing and some stuff that has been downright terrible. So, and that's not to be harsh on you guys. It's obviously you have a lot to learn, but just understand like what works and what doesn't and what you need to be doing on your store. So one of the key things that I've seen that a lot of successful stores do that is really more important if you're targeting worldwide or a lot of different countries is to keep the currency exchange here. So maybe you are focusing your store out of a different country, so you want to make sure that you have this currency exchange here so that people can change the dollar depending on what country they're in, so that the store actually makes sense. As you can see, it just auto-updated to the Canadian dollar. You can switch it to the euro right here, so it just switched to the euro. So you can change it to all these different currencies. And this is really important for you guys so that people feel trustworthy. They're gonna buy from your store. And because otherwise, if they see a different currency that's not the currency that they're in, they're gonna be all confused and probably not wanna buy from your store. This is mostly important for if you are outside of the US and you're targeting different countries that have a lot of different currencies, all that kind of stuff. You just wanna make sure that things go along with the customers that you're targeting. Obviously, if you're only targeting US people, yeah, you could just leave your store on the default US, but if you're in another country where you're targeting different people, you want to make sure that you have the currency exchange there so that people aren't confused when they get to your store. So going over some of the more basic stuff outside of that, one thing that is really a big thing that I see a lot of people making mistakes on is actually having a good sales description. So some of these products, I think that they have it for every product, although I'm not sure, but the ones that they actually promote, see, okay, so they probably have promoted this one at one point, but you can see what they're doing on their store. So as you can see, they have nice red colors. They show the passage of time, like, oh, it used to be $49.99, now get it one day only. You can get it for only $24.99 USD sale, 50% off. Oh my God, you got to take advantage of this deal. So The way that they get traffic is predominantly through Facebook PPE ads, I believe. I'm obviously not sure because I'm not in their ad account. I don't know exactly what they're doing on Facebook, but they are running these viral videos that then drive the traffic to their Hype Bargain store. Their actual Facebook page is called Legit Gifts if you guys want to scroll through there and look at it, but we're just going over the store right now. But as you can see, this is their product page for every single product. This is something a lot of people make mistakes on, is that they don't make the product pages, and really this is mostly important for virally trend stores. Obviously, if you're going for a brand approach, you need to be taking a completely different course of action when you're making your store. But if you're going for the discount, virally type product where you want to get the highest amount of conversion rates for the dollars spent on advertising, this is the type of step you want to go. And even if you're running a branded store, you still want to have some elements from this, but just keep in mind on a branded store that you're doing for the more long term, you don't want to be going with super salesy type stuff like this, okay? This is more so for the more general trendy type store. So if we go through these car floor lights, as you can see, 50% off. They have the quantity selected here so people could easily add like, oh, I want to get a couple of them, you know? Which a lot of stores actually have the quantity discount thing, which they don't actually have on their store, but they're still successful, so it's not a huge deal. Obviously, it just depends on what you can split test and see what works best on your stores, but they have a big add to cart button. This is something some people make their add to cart buttons too little. Make sure on the themes that you make your add to cart buttons as big as possible so it's easier for people, especially on mobile, to click it, because when you're scrolling on your phone and things may appear very small, so you want to make sure that it's big enough for them to be able to hit their finger on it, especially with a lot of mobile targeting nowadays. You want to make sure it's easy for people to buy, okay? Going along here as well, countdown timers. I've seen some people test no countdown timer. That can also work, but countdown timers typically work really well. What I would recommend is doing the countdown timer in the checkout page, which is something I showed you guys in a couple of videos ago if you just go through the channel on the Shopify videos. But going along here, car floodlights, so they have a video. If you guys can find a video on YouTube or on somebody else's Instagram page, or maybe just someone else also selling the same products as you, because a lot of you guys selling the trending products, you're all kind of selling the same products with different traffic sources, different types of audiences and stuff like that. So make sure you have a video, you have a good description, and then also another thing you could do is like, oh, this item's not sold in stores, you get it while supplies last, so people feel that sense of urgency when they're reading through the product pages. That's another aspect that you could implement into your website. Have plenty of pictures here, as well as the customers who bought this item also bought. You could have this other, I'm not sure exactly what app this is or if they just implemented this with code. So obviously you're gonna have to do some research yourself to figure out what things can be implemented into the theme that you're choosing to use. But this is the debut theme, so I think that this is some sort of, either it's code or they had done an app or something and then made it look along with the theme. I'm not exactly sure. Obviously, every different site has a lot of different custom things that they do. So you're probably gonna have to go through the Shopify forums or maybe search through what kind of apps could do it for you. Now on the reviews section, I think this is just the default Shopify reviews, so this isn't like a AliExpress import, although I would recommend that you do import AliExpress reviews because that can give some credibility to your products as well. Now I think they probably get enough traffic that these are actually legit reviews from people that just left them, and they probably had like some sort of email follow-up to be like, hey, leave a review, we love you, or something like that. Another thing that you want to have is the send to messenger thing. I'm not exactly sure if this is a paid app or something like that. I've seen it on a lot of different stores. It can work really, really well. I have not tested it personally, but it is basically like a better abandoned cart system because Messenger, it pops up on people's phones, okay? So that means that they're going to be more willing to open it than, say, some emails and stuff like that. People are more willing to open the Messenger bot and be like, oh, let me interact with this. Oh, I get an extra coupon. You can send very unique like pop-ups to people and you get that push notification action. So that's another thing right there. Adding the 50% off, emphasizing that with the red colors. And you could use green colors as well. It's just red is very eye-catching. I generally recommend anything with like yellow, red, or orange, any hues like that. But it depends on your brand, depends on what you're going after. I've seen a lot of successful stores also go with the green for more trustworthiness. Just depends on what you're trying to do. But these are a couple of different elements, okay? You want to make sure that you have good video, good description, and good sales page. That's very, very important, as well as if you're selling to a lot of different countries, you need to have the currency exchange. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at what their checkout system looks like, because that's probably another interesting thing. Obviously, you guys can go on the Hype Bargain store whenever you want and take a look at how everything looks step by step if you want to analyze it yourself on different products. So as you can see, wow, so they're even doing an email pop-up just to add things to cart. So they're really focusing on email follow-up here. And wow, I guess if you close it, you can just continue. But regardless, it's still a very popular thing. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck them sending me messenger notifications. Hopefully, that last time I just hit add to cart, they didn't already get me. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and click checkout. So as you can see here, they just have the default Shopify checkout. They don't really have anything special running here. But, you know, a lot of different stores I've seen definitely have more custom checkouts. So I would recommend doing that. They do have their discount stuff here. So that means that they offer some sort of 5% or 10% discount somewhere in their store. So that's cool. You guys could definitely do that as well. Maybe through your email list that you build up, you give people 10% off discount. That can definitely increase people's willingness to purchase as well. So they have a checkout number here with like a little 2 for the shopping bag. So a lot of these things are definitely things that you want to implement into your Shopify store. If you guys want to learn more about how to build a profitable Shopify business, I've linked to my course down in the description box below, as well as a Shopify 14-day free trial to go ahead and get yourself started. Feel free to check out the videos beside me, subscribe to the channel, free Facebook mastermind group, and follow me on Instagram. Everything is linked down in the description box below. But anyway, guys, that's all for today's video. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.